Now then, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft 1.14.4, all the mods for with Nemsun. How you doing? So, I've been digging. Whoa, look at that. You can see the sun is almost as big as the hole that I've made. Wow. That's quite a large amount of blocks that has been dug by Turtle over here. This is Spellcheck doing his job. Now I've let Spellcheck carry on digging beyond where I originally planned to try and get down to bedrock level. Right? I'll get to those diamonds. Actually, no, let's do the diamonds first. I was standing teasingly by the diamonds, like, what are we going to get? With a fortune. We get what? We get 5. We get 8. We get 11. We get 12. Enough for 3 more turtles, if I so choose. I don't think I'm going to do 3 more turtles, though. Just 2 turtles running was quite a lot of effort, shall we say. Keeping track of where all their stockpile was. I mean, I started up there sometime yesterday. And then this morning, I started from a slightly lower point, because, of course, I had to stop them and start them again this morning. Couldn't leave them overnight. It's not a server in that sense of the word. And I will make sure that this runs smoothly, but coming all the way back up here to empty a chest, it could have been a double chest, don't we? And then go all the way back down, drop everything off. Every time the turtle got full and dropping it all off, I mean, this is a lot of cobble. And then running down and taking out anything from the walls and filling it with cobble just to make it nice and neat and tidy and miss no resources has been quite a thing. And this is the second hole. Had to do it twice. I've been coming all the way down here, as you can see, with the cobble. Yep. I haven't taken these last little bits out because I'm thinking I'm probably going to start the turtle again. I just wanted to do spell check for another little run, just to see if Spellcheck would get anything nice for me. And of course, as you saw, he found a little cluster of diamonds below that level, which is the Y12 level. So that's Y12, that's where my mine is, and we found some right down here on whatever that is. That is Y7. We found a load of diamonds on Y7, so it's worth digging down. I was just checking to see if there was any real need for resources of the types we get down here. And as you can see, there are plenty of reasons. Now, if we go into my mine, this is now part of my mine system over here, because I dug straight down next to it, so we can now see into our mine shafts. Yeah, and we've got all the branch mining that I've been doing while I kind of AFK'd for a bit. It wasn't... Okay, it's not AFK. If you're at the keyboard, away from keyboard is away from keyboard, I know. But while I was letting that get on with it, the turtle was digging, I was digging myself. And I worn down this whole Nem's lucky pick. Over 1,000 blocks dug by my fair hand. But we've got lots and lots of cobble, lots and lots of cobble, lots and lots of cobble, lots and lots of cobble. Fair amount of dirt and excess andesite. Load of cobble coming in there. Almost all of these block types are filled as well. And, well, this little treasure up here, lots and lots and lots. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 stacks of iron. More than enough to get on with what we're looking at today, which is simple storage network. So, look at all this as well, right? There's a lot of resources in there. I've had to make them into blocks because I had so much space to fill. And I've even got more stuff in here that I've got to start combining and taking away as well, but basically just dumped for a little while. I need a storage solution. I need a simple storage solution, and I need this to be upgraded because this was just furnaces. And that, I need those other machines, those simple machines or simple mechanisms to be in place over here as well. And I need Spellcheck to finish. So today's episode is going to be doing quite a bit of that. Spellcheck's going back up again now, look. So I've got to get back up there to empty out his chest so he doesn't overfill it before we move on to the next thing. I will just carry on with this quick, brief recap of what we're doing today. I've been up here, all the way up here. Let's go back up here. Up here, sorting out AFK areas, which is why I got confused with the AFK a little bit earlier, right? Because we did an AFK... We've got 2 AFK tree farms. This is just there to grow every species of the X mods, extra XL food mod. And we've got our AFK fisher here. I took away the door because, well, I put blocks there when I'm standing there fishing. Did a little bit of fishing, got some things. These lost tablets from a Corel Tombstone. Pretty cool. We will go into that very soon, because that looks like it might actually have more than just being tombstones. And I did manage to pull out a Curse of Vanishing Look of the Sea 2. And nothing else. I was doing a little bit more ready for getting an enchantment on a fishing rod, but that works nicely in there. And thank you for your comments and likes about that episode. That was great. But then we moved on to surrounding the next 2 chunks with a nice wall that nothing can get in, and then just let them dig. Let them dig. And I'll probably cover this over with grass so that I can use the upper level as another farm, maybe another tree farm or another food farm or whatever AFK farm we need next. Maybe I'll need an AFK farm that goes that deep into the ground. Who knows? It'll be there ready. Hey, there's a dude. I've only got 4 shots though. I do need a matching banner though. Hey dude. Can I have your matching banner please? Oh, that's 4. I need... Oh. I need that guy to die. Yes, got your banner. These guys do not have any kind whatsoever of... Ding, ding, ding. Woo! You shot yourselves! Yay! Shoot up. Shoot up yourselves. That's it. Shoot up yourselves. Yeah, shoot up yourselves. They don't have a wall climbing ability, do they? No. I'm quite safe. Yeah. Shoot up yourselves. Shut up. I would go down there and fight them all, but I have a feeling I'll die. Let me just put this ominous banner on the side here, so we get another second ominous banner. Because I'm all about symmetry and matching out. And let's have a quick sleep. And then I'll just go out there and beat them up. And let's hope that works. Yeah. I do have the sweeping edge sword. This iron sweeping edge sword. Which I expect would be pretty good in these circumstances. I'm not bothered if I die, because, well, I'm going to respawn right in that bed, right next door, and I've got the tombstone, which we're going to need as well. Hey, guys! Anyone want to shoot me? Shoot! No? You don't know what you're doing, do you? You... Oh, yeah, that's it. Shoot each other. Oh, you shot him to death. Oh, no, you shot him to death. I shot them. And he goes down. Right, so... With a little help from your friends, eh? With friends like that, who needs enemies? That's what I say. With friends like that, who needs enemies? Right, so that's another wave of those gone. I'm pretty sure that I lost the entire village to those at some point. Now this wall system, I'm going to be walling off areas constantly to make a new area. Every time I want a new area for another AFK farm, I'm going to wall off the chunk area first. As you can also see on the map, it's looking very chunky. And there's some settings on the map which I didn't know about, where you can do all sorts of like highlighting different chunks. So I did like a checkerboard effect from the menu. I believe that's a menu, something like that. And I did a few bits and pieces like okay, maybe that's not the menu. There is another menu. Hang on, just a sec. That's it. Minimap settings is set to Y. So, Y. There we go. So yeah, I had the map size and all that kind of stuff, changing the entity radar. Slime chunks, I can actually turn slime chunks on so I can see which are slime chunks. So this I'm standing in here is a slime chunk. There's another slime chunk just over there. Maybe a slime farm should be made over that side. Yeah, there's that. And then I didn't actually want that on because I don't need it all the time. I had keep death points on. I had in-game waypoint scaled down as much as possible. Cave zoom off. The waypoints, here we go. Redstone off as well. That was another annoying thing. I had redstone lurking around and it was showing up on the map quite a lot. Didn't like that. Didn't like flowers. Didn't like heads and all that kind of stuff. Arrow colour was a bit big as well. We had use world map chunks, which I can have on or off. Yeah. And then that would then turn all that off. And there was also biome, little bits and pieces, just tons of cool stuff that you can add on and sort things out, just to help get the map sorted. I'm quite like this map now. This map has become one of my favourites. Out of the two that I use regularly, Journey map seems to be the map that we use regularly in series. And this is a decent world map. That's a very decent world map. I wish it had like a cave mode though. I wish I could zoom in to cave mode. I wish I could go in. And when I'm in a cave, I wish I could zoom into cave mode. It does allow me to see what full chunks are and count how many chunks away things are and stuff like that. So that's pretty useful. Allows me to see that I've got like 4 more chunks here that I can dig out before I need to start thinking about clearing water or anything, or clearing land. And I could put walls around these few areas here, and I've got a building there and the fishing farm there and that there, and slowly but surely take over the village one chunk at a time. And the waypoint system's pretty cool as well. So I've got all of the waypoints. I disable them when I don't want them just showing on my screen all the time, but they're quite good at keeping track of the waypoints in different dimensions and all that. It's got all the things that I like about a map mod, and I'm starting to get used to it. And sometimes that's all it takes, isn't it, just to get going. But anyway, I've got to get on with this, get spell check done, and get ready for today's episode. Oh, look, he's nearly at bedrock. In fact, he's going to have to stop in a minute when he hits a bedrock block, isn't he? So I better stay up here. Yeah, so he got down to where bedrock is showing through, and then he comes all the way back over here. I've already taken everything out of the chest that he'd looted. And then I don't think he goes back down. Once he knows there's a bedrock level, I don't think he goes back down. Yeah, he's just stopped now. So that's it. He has finished his excavation. So as soon as he finds that he's on bedrock level, which means he's bumped into a block of bedrock, which was that corner there, he stops. And that's it. A total of 8,511 items mined today so far. Well done, spell check. That is maybe five diamond picks. 5 diamond picks. Yeah, 5 diamond picks worth. 5 diamond picks worth of digging. Thank you very much, spell check. You can go back to sleep now. Right, on to today's episode. Okay, so that's all tidied away and filled with water very quickly. So if I do fall in off the edge, or a villager, even though there's no villagers in this village, if there becomes villagers in this village and they just happen to fall off, they will land in the water. Also, mobs can't spawn in water, so they won't be spawning down there, and I don't have to worry about lighting it. Probably do the same with that one when I get to it, and maybe more, many more as we work our way around. I've moved everything into here because I've started working on a re-jig, a re-layout. I would like to use the storage drawers and the simple storage network to put everything away from my mining operations. I want to come back from wherever I'm mining, so if I'm down a branch mine and I come back from a branch mine and I come along and just go tap 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 and put it all away. I wouldn't mind having some request tables as well. Now, I can remember just about doing simple storage network, and there's very few components to it. Speed upgrades, stack upgrades, export, link, filtered import, import, link, and network cable. And then there's storage request table, and there's a network master. Now, I believe I remember how it all works, and I believe there's no like power supply, and there's no like distance requirements or anything like that. But I'm not 100% sure on it. It's been a while. I think it was the Infinity Evolved, maybe. Infinity Evolved when I last played with it. Another thing that I wanted to do was get the Silent Mechanisms mod down here so that I can ore double. So when my ores come in, they automatically get doubled and put into the system. So I was just checking that this simple setup would work, that I could put things directly from there into there, and that would help. But with the import and export, if I've got an export, a filtered import and an export cable, the export cable requires pistons and network cables, but the export cables will allow me to put certain exports on different devices. So as these things come in from one device, they would go export to another device, and as they dropped out of that device or imported from that device, they would go to another storage location. Okay, so first things first, we're going to have to make a network controller, and that requires some blocks of quartz, a diamond, some network cable, and that is the center point of my network. I only need one per network. It's the heart of the network. Then I'm going to have lots and lots of network cables, which are going to lead to all sorts of other devices. So let's just make all of that up. Boom. That means that we've got quite a lot of that, and those stone slabs I'll just throw in there with the other stone. Been doing lots of stone because repair work. I'm a bit like that, you see. I'm a bit like that. I like to have smooth stone all the way through instead of generally rubbish like cobble and all that. I don't mind inside the mine in these areas having bits of cobble and all sorts in the wrong places. I don't mind that because I'll shut them off. Once I've mined it, I shut it off. But in these areas that I walk down, I like to have nice clean stone. As you can see, I'm trying to do the very best I can with a branch mine. Yeah. The other thing then, right, we need is export and import buses. So the link cable, I believe link cables are the thing that goes with the export and import. In fact, I'm just going to take this up here. We're going to need link cables, which are chests with network cables attached, which I think link to storage locations, right? And then there's import cables, which can import from something, from a storage location into the network. And then there's export cables, which require a piston. Pistons, obviously, I'm going to have to make a few more of those for exporting. But to start with, we're just going to work from the top up here. And there's a few blocks in between, only 2 blocks in between. So we're going to start with having our crafting table down here, because I'm going to need that often enough, and put a controller right there. Now the controller, I don't believe it needs anything other than a connection like so. Okay, I hope it only needs a connection like so. Network cable was supposed to just connect to it. Maybe it has connected. Maybe I connect the cable to the... Cable connects that way. Okay, that's odd. And then connects... Okay. Okay, so the cable does not connect to the... Okay, it doesn't connect to the network unless you place it secondary. Really? That's a little thing that I didn't expect to see. And... Thank you. So, if I go like that, it pops off. Okay, let's try and shift-click it. No. Shift-click it there. No. So, I've now got all the cables connecting to a blank block, but not connecting to it. Okay, let's move that out of the way again. Let's try putting it here as a replacement. Right, that's disconnected those. Put that there. It pops off. Okay, it won't allow it to connect to a network cable. Okay, so let's take that one, and that one away. Let's put it back down here. Let's see if we can shift-click it. No. Just click it. No. No, no, no. No, 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 no. So, simple storage networks. Not quite so simple. I'm going to have to trick it in order to make it work. So, I only need one cable coming from it connected, right? That's the thing. I only need one connected cable. So if I put it down here and connect one cable to it like that, do I click on that? No. So I've got to put the network onto that. No. 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 Does not like it. It'll go on top. For some reason, it'll go on top, but not on the side. Okay, well, it's there now, isn't it? It's there, right? And I can bring this across here, and then I can take that down that side, and I can bring this across here, and I can take that down that side, and I can bring it across here, and I can take it down that side, and so on. So I've got network connection, even though it's a little bit buggy. Well, maybe I'm just not understanding it right, but that looked a bit buggy to me, that it didn't connect. I found another little bug with another little mod. So I put it in that one. It's not there. Take it out of that one. It's visually in the wrong one. So I put it there, and it visually goes into that one, but it's not there. It's definitely in that one. Oh my days. So I'm going to want an export cable, which requires a piston. The export cable is going to export, well, it gives me 4 export cables. Okay, so it's going to export 4 times into 4 different controllers. Right, these controllers. Another issue with these controllers right now. Watch very carefully. Right, watch very carefully. Yes, I knew that was going to happen. Alright, and then the thing that makes the the whole system work is a request table. So what I've got going on down here, there's the ghost again. I think that was awesome. I'm going to be messing around with that mod. Right, so a request table is also like a crafting table and everything else as well, right? But it has to connect out this way. I was hoping that this would connect. I have to make sure that it's connected. Have to make sure that it's connected, otherwise what's the point, eh? Yes, it has connected. Good, good. And then I can bring this up and out. Right, so we've got a storage request table. So if this is hooked up to the system, it can access everything on the network, and I can pull things from that and put it into my inventory. I can also put things away from my inventory into that, as you can see, right? And that will store it back where it's stored on the location. Now this at the minute is linked to the storage network drawer controller, which I've made a new one because the other one breaks when you break it. And that's connected like so, and then this is connected down there and underneath like so, so that we've got a nice snug network connection cable right there. What I want to do then is to start putting, actually I don't want to put those on. I want to start putting more locations for things to come back from the mining. So I would like the 2 half drawers. Let's put a couple of those on because we're gonna have 2 things that we want lots of. So we're gonna have lots of iron because that's vanilla. Let's put that up there, and lots of gold because that's also vanilla. Put that there. And as for the other things, no, not those ones. The other things are currently silent ores that don't really get any use of anything. So if we look at the silent ores and we put ore, right, we've got all of these different ores. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 different ores, and we've got enough spaces for that half drawers, meaning that one of them will not have a space in this setup. Well, uranium might be the good one to put somewhere else, as uranium's a very sought after material. So nickel, we'll put that in there. Tin, is that actually in there? Yes, it is. Okay. Tin, put that up there. Copper, put that up there. There is a cool new feature of these storage drawers. You no longer need packing tape or anything. You can literally just carry them wherever you want. So you take them and then you put the stuff back in. So it keeps its contents, including any upgrades, as you break them, which is a great addition to this version. If only it told you what was in them as well. Contains contents sealed within. So you no longer have to seal them, they automatically seal, which is very nice. For moving stuff around, because I've just come up with another idea. So, of course, as I do, I need lots more space for things. So what I'm looking at here, right, is I don't have any space here for machinery. And I want to work the processing of all of my materials that I'm gathering here through one section like this. So I want to take this and put it into here and then it goes into the storage network, which then will put this next stage over here, and then we'll do it again on here, which will then put the finished article in here, and so on, right? So then that's like the finished corner. Everything's finished in that corner. Alright, so that fixed it. So now we're going to have, this is going to whitelist all the ores going into the first processor, right? We've got a coal generator here, and this is just whitelisted coal going into it, so we'll keep that topped up from our coal supplies, from wherever that's stored. And down here we've got some basic item filters, which means I don't have any filters on it. There's a filtered import and there's a normal import. Now I know it's working this way, I can do it that way around. So this cobblestone should get imported into the system. Hello? That is connected. That does say we've got something there. We just say we've got cobblestone there. Alright, so maybe it needs to import faster than that. Alright, so we're going to have another little thing going on here. I'm going to use these over this side, from this side, because I've got a few. And we're going to put those on top of this. So we're not going to export from there. That's just going to make the appeal. It's going to look nice there, right? And it'll import directly into this section here. So that is iron ore there, and it's going to get coal out as well. So I don't want the cobble going in there. Maybe it needs to have the first slot at a time. Maybe it needs that. So we're going to end up with all the different types of this stuff over here. So we've got iron ore chunks. Put them away. And silver chunks. We'll put silver in there. Why not? We'll put gold chunks, we'll put the copper chunks, we'll put all of these different ore chunks all across here. And then we will have each one of those chunks being whitelisted to go into this crusher. And then that will get imported into the system and hopefully then come across to this side over here, where we can then have a little smelting setup sorted. Powering this should be nice and simple like that. And it looks alright, so I don't need the battery box for this particular setup. As long as we keep that full of coal, which we will do. Yeah, should be great. So now that's up and running, it's going through the process of getting rid of this backlog of ores, turning it into the first thing, which are they dust? Yeah, chunks. First thing, chunks, getting through the chunks, and then putting the chunks through here and turning it into dust. The dust is then getting delivered over here. What do we do with the dust? Well, that's the next stage, isn't it? Processing the dust. I keep breaking that wall behind the things. I want an electric furnace on there. And I'm going to have my coal generator in between the two again. Okay, so I've got an electric furnace here, which is going to have coal going into there to make power. The electric furnace will then take the dust and make them into ingots. This is then ingots alloy smelting. So alloy smelting allows me to take any of the dusts and chunks and bits and pieces that we've got in here and smelt them into other ingots. So really and truly, I don't need any of this being done, and I only need the iron and the gold being done, because at the minute none of these bars have any uses, none of these ingots have any uses, and I might need them in the future for this kind of stuff, so we'll just hold off on that. But it does make it both sides look the same, which symmetry once again, making both sides look the same. And on this side we get rid of that there. And we're going to put an export cable on top of here. And we're going to export coal there. And we're going to put an... actually, we need another export. I want two imports on here, so I'll do those quickly now. Import on there. Import on there. So it knows exactly where I was. Import there. Import there, and there we go. And then an export on the top and get some coal as well. So, coal. We'll get some coal, and we'll get an export... If I really run out of exports, dang it. Okay, so export being a piston and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll put the export on there, and I'll put those two into the export for there to get that running smoothly. For now, though, let's just get the power started and go with a whitelist of that. So that should start putting coal in there. Yep. should move as much as we can from this supply over here. There we go. Now it's going in there. Yeah, okay. And then this will fill up, and this will fill up for when I need it. And the final product, ingots, for this selection should go in here. Now I can smelt ingots in there, can't I? I can smelt ingots as the same as the dust and the chunks. So it all works the same to make these types. And these types I could potentially have stored in another row here. So I could have this same setup here on top there, and then another row there. Possible, and I think that might look good. Because then you go in from the ores all the way through the chunks, the dust, into the ingots. If I need to smelt anything, I can ingot smelt there if I don't have the dust available, because I've smelted it all or cooked it all. And then over here, we'll end up with all the dusts and bits and pieces. And what's over this side then? I guess that's going to be blocks, but neatly stored blocks. Also, I can do crushing of cobble into gravel and gravel into sand, and then also make glass, which is another great thing that we can have going on down here. So all in all, it's looking good, and everything is accessible through the little storage network. So yeah, that is about all I've got time for today's episode, though. It's going to be a simple carry on doing what I'm doing just around the corner. This does look neat and tidy. I like it. I've got just enough space behind each one of these to do processing like that, so I can see where all the cables are and sort it all out, and have it all linked in here so that I can access it whenever I want. Looks good, yeah? Looks good? Thank you very much for watching then. That is all we've got time for today's episode. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell, and check out the links in the description. Patreons will get shout-outs every week from now on. So, if you want to be a patron, stick your name down and pledge however much it is that you feel comfortable pledging to me to help me out and keep me going in this YouTube thing. Until next time, though, thank you very, very much for watching. I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.